See.
Wow, this is amazing. Thank you everyone for joining
We have
in.
one who says she can't hear. Is it anybody else having trouble? We have a few.
We just fixed it.
Oh, shoot.
Sorry.
Hi, we're here. Again, we'll do that again. I'm Misty.
I'm Heidi. Hello.
And we're here with you. Sorry you missed all of that. But we're so excited to have so many of you joining us. We were giving you all shout outs and you missed it.
If you've been here and said hello, just assume that we already said hello to you.
Yeah, we're so excited to have so many of you guys tuning in with us. And Heidi's going to share a really fun project. We're just going to let a few more of you guys hop on. And we're so excited that you're here with us today.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, tell us where you're from. If you like this new Facebook time, we're still making sure that this is working for everybody. So if this 11 o'clock Central Time works for you, let us know in the comments.
Yes.
Because we're always looking for that feedback. So we have Connie from New Mexico and Cindy from Oregon. They can hear us now. They're very happy.
Yay. We're so glad
you can hear us. All right, so let's get started. Heidi, what do you have to share with us today?
So this is a really, really easy project. And I have children, and my 9-year-old was wanting to make something for Valentine's Day for all of her classmates. And, they come home with a sugar high enough days of the year that I thought, what's something easy that you could do that isn't for sugar, that doesn't, give everybody sugar. And so I came up with this after doing a little research online with a little travel tissue holder. And it's perfect for this time of year. Everybody has the flu or a cold or some version of
sniffles.
that. Yeah. And so, it's just a fun little decorative thing that you can keep in your pocket, really, or in your bag, your purse, or whatever. So
that's great.
And you can always buy these little travel ones. They have the little sticky thing that just doesn't work after a little while, right?
Yeah.
And so it's perfect to just keep it for a long time and keep it nice. So
awesome.
It's really easy. So we're going to show you what we need to make this project. You really just need a few scraps. You need 3 scraps of fabric. 2 of them are going to be 5 3/4 by 4 inches. And those you want to match or not if you're feeling a little crazy. These are going to be the top of it. And then the back is 5 3/4 as well by 3.5 inches. And so that's really all you need. And then you just need some clips to hold it together or pins if you prefer. And something to turn your corners, to turn it right side out. I like the little purple thing.
Awesome.
And then just some scissors, and that's really all you need. So we're going to show you what to do.
Awesome. Take it away.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to just start with these ingredients here. And so you're really going to be amazed by how easy this is. I feel like I'm almost just cheating by even showing this, or maybe you've done this before, but I found some different ways to do it. And this was absolutely my favorite. And then I kind of adjusted the measurements to what I liked. But you're going to take your 2 top pieces and you're just folding them in half lengthwise.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to give them a quick press.
Perfect.
And this, my favorite projects are the ones where you don't have to be absolutely perfect.
Yes, mine too.
And they're super fast and easy. And so I'm just eyeballing most of it. So you've got those. We're going to put the fold toward each other on the inside. So, okay, we have a question.
Okay.
Oh, okay, false alarm. But let us know if you have questions as we're doing this. So we're putting the folds toward each other, toward the center. And then you really are just going to take your back piece. You want the pretty side up. So make sure that your pretty side is facing up, and you're going to lay these pieces on top of each other. With these measurements, they are going to overlap a little bit, and you want that because that's how your tissues are gonna stay contained.
That's what kind of keeps that fold in there, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so you're just layering them on top of each other, and then you're just going to pin it. And so I like Wonder clips, so that's what I'm using. I'm using just little, as I break them, use your little binding clips. Just to hold it in place. And that's it, guys. And so we're just gonna sew it all the way around, about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. That's really it.
Before we do that, we we had one person ask if we would go over the measurements one more time.
Absolutely.
So let's do that.
Yes. So here we go. Because I already have some prepared, I can undo this and show. So you need your 2 fabrics. This is going to be the top of it. So that's 5 3/4 by 4 inches. And so then when you fold them in half, they're going to be about 2 inches wide. Okay, and then the other piece, this is your back, is also 5 3/4 inches by 3 1/2.
Perfect.
So just those 3 scraps of fabric, 5 3/4, and then the top are both 4 inches, and the back is 3 1/2.
And then we had someone else ask if you thought we should add interfacing for a little extra substance. Did you think that you need it?
You can. I love this because it's such an easy project.
Absolutely.
And so I personally don't mess with it.
This feels pretty substantial. Like I don't feel like it's lacking the interfacing in any way. But if you wanted to try it, it would be awesome to see.
Yeah, we'd love to see how it goes for you.
Absolutely.
You also could just cut another piece of fabric this size for your back, so that you have kind of the lining on the inside if you want to do that
extra stability. That's a great idea. Awesome.
So then let me just go through the construction one more time. You're going to put the back right side up, which may feel weird, but I promise that's the way you're supposed to do it. And then we're going to lay the folds toward the center, and they will overlap.
And someone asked if it matters which side overlaps which.
It really doesn't, because if you turn it this way, it's the other
yeah.
way, right? So
perfect.
I even tried one when I was testing it out where I overlapped them where it was opposite. And so if you find that you accidentally cut it too short or something, it's not overlapping as much as you like, you actually could put one on one side, one on the other, and that's going to give you so that your tissue is kind of popping out more.
So it's pretty forgiving.
Yeah, I really just however you like to use it, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so are there any questions about that part of it? That's really the whole project. And so I've already kind of prepared with lots of clips on here because I wanted it to lay down the way I wanted it to. And this is the same measurements, and so we're just going to sew it all the way around, 1/4 inch all the way around. And so you can see that the pretty side is on the inside, and you'll see why.
Perfect.
There we go.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, I'm using Jenny's machine. I'm a little intimidated. Okay, so we're just gonna sew 1/4 inch all the way around.
Do you need to sit, or are you good to stand?
I think this is way too tall for me if I sit.
Okay.
So I think we'll be good. Okay, and then we're just gonna sew it.
This one's so fast.
I know. Wow.
Can't let it get ahead of you.
And you probably could back stitch. That's just your own preference. I am just okay. How do you do needle up?
Right there.
We're learning, guys. Okay, I think it's because I put this.
Yeah.
Or okay, we'll just keep it. Yeah. And so I am just rather than back stitching, I'm just locking the stitches so that I don't have to worry about that. And this is just so that I can make sure that it's the same all the way around. For me, that's just my preference. Just take those clips out. Okay. I'm not even trimming it because you don't really need to. Woo! We're zooming.
Like
I love this. I can see how Jenny loves this. It's a little scary, but
I think once you get the hang of it, though, it's pretty nice to be able to sew that fast.
I'm sure. I'm still such like a beginner in my head that I.
Those slow, steady
it's a little
stitches.
scary. Yeah, but I can see how she loves it. Okay. That's it, guys. Here we go. So I'm just going to cut the thread. I'm sure she has an automatic cutter. But okay, and so here we go. Oh, this is the next important step. Since there are so many steps, we're going to just trim our corners.
Perfect.
What?
Just to get rid of that bulk, right?
Yes, because we're going to be turning it right side out. Believe it or not, even though it looks so pretty on top, this is actually the inside. So, and I don't know if people joined us late, but but you will be able to go back and watch from the beginning. So
someone said, put your seatbelt on when you put the pedal down on that
absolutely,
thing.
absolutely.
It's so true.
Okay, so now I've trimmed my corners. I've just sewn all the way around 1/4 inch. Just make sure you're not clipping the stitch in the corner. And then we're going to turn it.
Perfect. Let's do it.
So you can see there's a little bit of an overlap. It's not a crazy amount, just enough that your tissues aren't completely sticking out. So here we go. Now you can see what fabric I chose for the...
That's so cute. I love that.
These are all Cotton and Steel Basics fabrics, and they're just scraps that I had from my own stash, but
so cute.
But they are all available. And so now I'm using my purple thing, and I'm just going to push the corners out. And then I also I will just like run it all the way around the sides just to make sure that you're pushing that seam out. That'll just give you a nice little polished look. But
that looks great.
do we have any questions at all?
We have a couple more people that would love us to go over the size one more time on those pieces. So
we can do that, and we can even put them in the post when we replay it.
Absolutely.
So that you have it, and we do replay right after we're done with going live, right?
Yep.
But it's 5 3/4 is your length. And then the top pieces are 4 inches wide, and then the bottom is 3.5. And the difference just gives you a little bit of an overlap on the top, which you're going to see here. So here we go.
Oh. And then we have some people asking what the quilt on the wall behind us is. That's the Missouri Star. That's the Missouri Star quilt. So you can find that tutorial on YouTube. Jenny has it up there. So if you want to check that out, you'll find it on YouTube.
Sometimes I love watching Jenny's tutorials because she'll hold up the block right here, and you're like, is it really that big?
Yeah.
And I remember having that reaction with this one
this
because
one is monstrous. It's
when it's back here, right? It's like it looks kind of normal, but then if she was to come and stand right behind
it's like this big.
But those are great because then you only have to do a few.
Exactly.
You're done.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Okay, so here we have our little tissue holder. And we're just going to put the tissues in. So what I like to do, because I don't like the sticky mess of it, I will actually and there's no science.
Rip that part off.
Just rip that part off.
That's awesome.
But still leave it in the plastic. At least that's my preference, because then it stays kind of contained. It also, you never know, in your purse, you might be able to, spill something, or you might need it to be a little waterproof. So
that's great.
And so you just stick it right in there, and you can see there's just enough of an overlap so that when you pull out your tissues and knead it, that
it's ready to go.
It's ready to go.
That's so cute, Heidi. Thank you for sharing that with us. So.
Absolutely. Do we have any other questions? It's pretty quick project. You can see from my example, I skinnied down the measurements a little bit.
Yeah, it looks great though. It still works perfect.
And so I think, how often are you going to have a brand new pack of tissues? Once you start using them, then it's going to fit a lot better.
They wear
in
out
the small.
so fast.
Yeah.
And someone asked what the purple thing is. It's just a tool that's used to help turn corners and turn things sides out. So.
Yeah, you can use it as a stiletto even when you're trying to push down your piecing as you're sewing.
Yep, it's great multi-purpose little tool.
Yeah, and for the price too.
Yeah.
It's such an inexpensive tool that really is awesome.
Absolutely. So. All right. Well, we are so thankful. We've got a few more shout outs. Denise, thank you for joining us. Pam Jensen, thank you. It is a great retreat gift. She said that. That's a great idea for retreats.
For your guild friends. Absolutely.
Oh, and good for like animal pickup bags if you have to pick up after animals. That's so true.
That's true. They even make these little scented trash bags for diapers.
Baby diapers. Yeah, it would be great to keep those in.
Yeah, you could store them in there too. That's a great idea.
Even your wipes. You could cover wipes. Just make them a little bigger.
Absolutely.
The ideas are endless, though. That's awesome. So thank you guys for tuning in. Eileen from Florida, we appreciate you joining us. Kathy Lake, thank you. And we will be back here. And actually, we will not be here next week. We have a team retreat that we will be out of the office for, but you can catch us the following week, Tuesday at 11 o'clock Central Time. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Bye. All right. I think people might have liked it. We'll see, I guess.
Hopefully. I
But
think it
In
went.
the end, you guys should still like chat between each other, like just like, oh, that was good.
It's so hard
I
though.
Like on Anchorman when they go through the papers.
where they like play the music and then you see them like.
Well,
There
if
we
you took
go.
the sound off, maybe.
We'll do that.
But
I was trying to say, a lot of people are complaining that the gray was matching. With
I
the
saw
black.
that.
I was like,
and we
in the middle
We
of
talked
it.
about that.
we talked about that
but-
before we started, but I didn't think it was that bad.
And then I
Whatever.
Did I cut him off at the end?
Another word for dog poop.
I know. I was like, oh.
They were asking for other uses, and I was like, oh, that's a great
That is a great one.
Because I've never had to do this part of it.